Hi guys, today I am above excited. Do you ever have those moments in your life when you just get so excited, when you have that aha moment, that breakthrough, and then everything just seems to come together? And that's what happened to me this morning. Everything is synchronizing. It's so fascinating. And so I thought I'd share it with you guys. And I wrote a few things down because I so often go off track. So here we go. I thought, what on earth would I call this session? Would I call it photons? Would I call it vibrations? Would I call it frequency? Would I call it celestial music? Would I call it your full wattage confidence? Would I speak to you and say it's about crystals and crystalline? Wow. It's just incredible how everything is aligned. Everything is synchronized. So here we go. Okay, so let's go. So a friend of mine phoned me today, and that's what sparked everything. She told me about a chap called Harry Oldfield. He's a professor from England, and he has invented a machine that measures, films your actual physical thought and your frequency, your vibration. He has measured the sound of crystals growing. And if he can do that, and he can actually measure the sound of crystals, hey guys, we are crystalline. So there's our frequency. And he has also measured the sound or the frequency coming from the Sun Pyramid in Bosnia. So there you now understand that what we call, I think it's innate matter, is actually vibrating, has a frequency of its own. Everything is frequency. So where I get so excited is, this book that I've been writing, this discourse. And yesterday I was going over chapter 1 and chapter 2 that none of you have seen or heard because we haven't released it. And it talks about vibration, frequency, sound, photonic structure, bundles, how everything works. And then today to come across somebody, a scientist, that has actually measured what my guides are saying. So that's when you've got that symbiotic relationship between spirituality and science. Isn't it great? It's just so great. Okay, so let me not get ahead of myself. I've written out a few things here because I know I just go so off track. So the first thing I wrote here are, what are photons? So guys, all of you that are listening, you are made of millions and millions of photons, which is like a beam of light, and it's got the color. And that particular strand has also got loops. They also call it your DNA. And it goes into a particular vibrational pattern that is unique to you. On top of that, what I've learned is that we all come from a particular planet, and it's called star-seeded lineage. So that's your lineage. And that particular planet has a vibration. It has a frequency. Just like you have a frequency, then the earth has a frequency. So that's your photonic structure, the pattern that you come out in, to experience something on that literal particular wavelength. So then you say to yourself, what is vibration? So all you've got to do is shake a big blanket in the sunshine, and then the vibration releases all those little particles. And then if you wave your hand through that, you can see the vibration. But Harry Oldfield has now filmed people healing, and you can actually see the patterns coming, the frequency, the vibration from your hands. He then did an experiment where it was filmed, where he visualized his brow, his third eye getting really strong. And guess what happened? While he's thinking about that in the film, the filming of it, you could actually see a blob appear exactly where he was visualizing. Guys, that is mind, your mind over your matter, over our matter, our environment. Then he visualized the brow, that energy, interacting with the area, the environment around him. And that environment started vibrating and moving. Do you know what this means? This means, when you actually really, really get it, that you are the most incredible, powerful, manifesting being, creating all the time. So this is what's really, really excited me today, to actually see somebody that's actually measured this. And then I started thinking, if one of us and all of us can do that, imagine what happens when we collectively think of doing something. We collectively use our energy portals, our stations, our energy stations, our light beings, to actually help each other. So think about it like that. You are literally a powerhouse. You are an energy generating being. There is nothing that we can't collectively change and do. So at this particular time, we are not powerless. We can now, with that vibration that I've spoken about, we can change. We decide to change our frequency. Nobody else. Don't let anybody else come and change your frequency. You are in charge of your energy station. So as many people as would like to try and subjugate us or scare us with economy, with COVID, with all this kind of stuff, you've got to decide, are you going to open the doors to your energy station and allow that in to start bringing your energy down? Or are you going to keep the door closed? You're going to embrace it, or you're going to say, you know what, not for me. I actually choose to be the master. That's what is, they used to call them masters. What does it mean to actually be a master, to master something? It means that you rise above and you look at the situation and you take a step back. You don't react. You can take your time. And if people want you to give answers to things, you say, you know what? Let me think about that for a while. Don't feel that you've got to react all the time. Start empowering yourselves. And then it's exciting. Look at the word empower. They talk about it all the time. But if you think about it, what actually does empower mean? It means that you are powering up yourself. So are you depowering, bringing down, or are you ramping up? The universe doesn't give a toss whether you've got 20 cents in your power bank or 200 million in your power bank. How much volume, how much wattage you've got. You control that. You control the switch and the lever. So now I want to speak about a situation that arrived just last week for me. So interesting when I took time to step back and think about it. Somebody phoned me and they started gossiping about someone. And somebody that they were gossiping about spoke to me and asked me a very innocent, gentle question about them. And it was nothing, it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't gossip that I was repeating. And I just happened to mention it. And that person got upset, the one that I repeated it to. Okay, so basically, let me explain so that you understand. Somebody sold their house and wanted to move. They were going to move into the house that we've just rented, but they decided that it was too expensive. So they had done a favor to the person that we're renting from. So they expected that person to then rent them this house for next to nothing. They then said that they were going to be living in a particular mobile home, a very posh one, for a very short period of time, and then they might go into this main house of a combined friend. But it was something that they were thinking about. So the landlord said to us, do you know where they're going to? So I said, well, they're going to be in a mobile home for a little bit, and then they're going to be going into the main house. These people went to the owner of the main house and said, oh, we believe so-and-so's coming, because they weren't happy with these people. And the owner said, well, we don't know anything about that. So then I had to go to the original person, and say to them, look, guys, this is what I repeated. It's now come back to bite you in the bottom, only because they had badmouthed these people. And I thought, how strange. They will then think that I'm the instigator, but it was what they invited and put into their little ball of energy. And because they put yucky stuff out, the yucky stuff came back to them. So then they wanted to speak to me about the situation. And they sent I had 2 missed calls and then a text. And for the very first time in my life, I decided to talk the talk, or walk the talk, or whatever they call it, whatever you chaps call it. Whereas my husband said, you're so good at giving advice, Jill, maybe you should start taking a little bit of it yourself. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I don't have to react to this. I can think about this. I don't have to immediately pick up the phone and get involved. I choose not to get involved. This is not my big story. I don't want to hear gossip about other people. So they gave me the most beautiful lesson. I then sent a text and I just said, I wish you well. I want a great relationship with both of you. I'm so sorry that you gave me that information in the first place. I don't know why you did or why you spoke to me about that person. It's got nothing to do with me. I don't wish to give this any more energy. It is not healthy for me. I wish you nothing but the best. And that lifted my load. Immediately, I literally felt lighter. I hadn't realized how heavy, how heavy that had been weighing on my shoulders. And that is what powers us up or powers us down. So here we are. We are crystalline ourselves. And crystals are transmitters, receivers, and transmitters. We are energy. That is why when a mother worries about her child totally out of the blue and then they find out they've been involved in an accident, we are so connected because we are receiving and we're transmitting. So how do we do that? We do that through our frequency, through our vibration, through our bundles, through our DNA, through our photonic structure. And I'm reading this now because this is what they said to me this morning. my guides. You are crystals, you are crystalline, and that is why you can transmit and receive encoded messages from us. And they are encoded in light. It is your God spark. Isn't that great? Let me see if I've got anything else here. Okay. I've said to you, have you ever listened to what is called the celestial music of the spheres? Your planet's music, vibration, the sound that you resonate to. So we use words every single day that we don't even give it a second thought. Things like, oh, they lower the tone, or she just wasn't on my vibe, or that person gives me bad vibes, and then we engage anyway. Guys, today I want you to know who and what you are. You have the power to heal yourselves. I want you to go to Harry Oldfield and look at his videos. Look at the one that shows you the hands, the healing hands. Actually, I think I might put it on 4IM so people can see it, and I'll definitely put it on my YouTube channel. It is so empowering. We actually need to be reminded about who or what we are. Also today, I learned another big lesson. I'm just getting all these lessons coming at the same time, which is brilliant. And a very, very well-known public figure who is a motivational speaker, who is very empowering, who deals with royalty and film stars and mega, very in the public eye. I watched one of the videos yesterday. It was like a 3-minute clip. And I had to have a second glance because this person's face had completely changed. They have had either fillers or Botox or plastic surgery. I don't know. They had something. And they were already gorgeous. They really didn't need it. And it hit me. It suddenly made me realize that we are just human. Number one, it made me realize I don't ever want to do that. I just want to always remain the same and just look the way I am. Wrinkles, gum, what have I got? Gum shrinkage where I've got to have stuff sorted. Does it matter whether somebody has Botox or not? No, of course it doesn't. But it tells you something about that person's confidence, the feeling of self, which comes back to your powerhouse, to your station, to your energy portal. And I thought to myself, wow, that person looks on the outside as so powerful, so incredible, so all-knowing, and yet they lack the confidence to present themselves to what is happening to their physical self, the way it's happening to all of us. All of us have got an expiration date. All of us are going to go like that cheese that starts going moldy. We're all going to eventually get thrown out, literally, because we are crumbling. Unless, of course, we decide to embrace the healing attributes that we've got and keep ourselves super, super strong. So that person's lack of confidence gave me so much confidence because I realized that we're all just doing the best we can. That's all we are. We're just doing the best we can. And I wrote something down here, and it's I made this up this morning, and it's called full wattage confidence. How is your confidence? Are you on full wattage? Are you shining brightly? Or are you on low wattage? Are you using your energy for yourself, to better yourself? What are you doing? Are you looking at other people thinking, I'm not good enough, they're better than me, I can never do that? Hey, there's that person, that famous person, telling us all how to be, and yet they weren't full of self-confidence themselves. I could see that by them physically having to change their appearance. That was a hell of a shock to my system. But yet such a gift, and that person will never know that fabulous gift that she gave me today. So, yeah, I found this just great. Isn't it great? So start experimenting with yourselves. Start physically using your hands and placing them around people and moving them around, changing the vibration. Stop engaging in low vibrational conversations and know that you can say no to something, no to a situation, no to people. Give your power back. Give the power back to yourself. Don't let your powerhouse, your generator, your substation, don't let it dim. So I'm very, very excited to post this one today. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I haven't greeted all of you today because I didn't want to interrupt the flow, but I appreciate all of you, and I was very, very excited to share this with you today. This is exactly what my guides said that I'm here to do. I'm here to remind you, because you know what you are and who you are, but I'm just here to wake you up and remind you to put yourself back into the main line. Okay, guys? Just love yourselves. Just think to yourselves, wow, I'm fabulous. I can change matter. I mean, you can. And that's because you're creative beings. You are creators. You are a pulse from source, a little cell in the organism of all that is. You know, guys, love you all because you're part of me. And I so look forward to sharing more information. I've been lying a little bit low with the information because I can't get on this platform and chat to you unless it really, really resonates and vibrates and I feel it. I can't just come and talk shit to everybody. It doesn't work for me. So have a fabulous week, and I'd love to hear your comments about how you've got those aha moments and what you do to disengage from things that don't work for you, that you're brave enough to say, actually, I choose not to do that. So have a great choosing week. Lots and lots of love. I hope that you've all subscribed to my YouTube channel, because I just want to grow that and grow that, because the more I grow that, the more I can meet other people and interact with them, learn more like I did about Harry Oldfield today, and then I can share it all with you guys. I'm feeling fantastic. I'm excited about life. And yesterday, I've proofread the whole of chapter 1 and the whole of chapter 2. I found myself a publisher, and my son downloaded, what's it called? It's called Word, which I didn't have on my Mac. And I was doing everything slowly, word by word, trying to proofread it. and then I started with Grammarly, and then on Monday, I deleted my entire manuscript. Ridiculous. I had a little meltdown, and then I realized, thank heavens, that I'd saved each chapter, but none of it was proofread, none of it was formatted. So I pulled myself together, and yesterday got stuck into it. And then I thought to myself, you know what, if I do, there's 12 chapters, if I do one chapter a day, and I give each chapter every day to the publisher to proofread, hopefully, fingers crossed, that I'll have it out by Christmas. But you know what? If it does, it does. Then it's supposed to be aligned. But if it's not, well, then it'll come out when it's ready. And my first book, My Invisible Friend, is lying there in the background. I've got about half a chapter, maybe 3 pages to put into that one. So that'll most probably come straight out with the same publishers afterwards. Now, guys, I know I'm waffling, but I've got to tell you, this is so interesting. When I spoke to my guides about how do I know to publish the books and who to publish with, they said to me, the stones. Watch for the stones. Well, of course, I then went onto every website of every publisher looking for their logos, maybe stones. I didn't know what they were going to be, and I couldn't find anything about stones or rocks. Well, for the last 2 weeks, it's almost like they're ramping me up. The most incredible things have been happening. So about 2 months ago, my left arm was incredibly sore. Couldn't put my hand behind my back, couldn't lift my arm. I then went and had an MRI and an X-ray, and they said, no, you haven't got rotator cuff. We don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a trapped nerve. Then in this brand new house that we've just moved into 3 days ago, this rental house, I didn't know where the lights were, and I missed the last step at night, and I went flying. I didn't actually plant myself first face front, but I put my arms out, and I totally wrecked my lower back and my hip, so much so that I couldn't walk. And because I couldn't walk and I couldn't sit, I couldn't work on the book. Then I took a pill called Tramadol. I never take medication, and I've never heard of Tramadol, and it just made me vomit and vomit and vomit. So I thought, okay, this is not working. Then they gave me codeine. Then I started getting hay fever, but hay fever so badly that my eyes, I couldn't see out of my eyes. I looked like a pit bull terrier with pink eye. And I thought, what the hell's going on? While this was happening, this particular week, I had, what is it called? Signed in to do another hypnosis course with Alba Weinman and Antonia Sangio, learning a hell of a lot more about fractals and sort of soul fractures and that sort of stuff. And I decided to have a little chat to my guides because I hadn't chatted to them for a while. And what did they say? They said, first, we took out your arm to slow you down, but that didn't work. So then we got your hip and your back out of place, but still that didn't slow you down. So then we decided to take your eyes out. And what did you do? You went to acupuncture. And you have been throwing rocks on your path. You have been stumbling when you should be flowing. We did this in order that you do not do the course. You felt you shouldn't do the course, but you felt obliged because you love Alba and you love Antonio. So you wanted to please, and you ended up then pleasing somebody else instead of yourself. So see, big lesson for all of us. And when they said the rocks, I suddenly thought, and the stones in my path. And then the very day before that, I had received an email from a friend saying, look at this doctor. He's just written a book and this is his publisher. And they said to me, we have now put the publisher in your way. So guys, we always want to know stuff before it happens. That's our nature. And I wanted to know about the publisher. I wanted to know about everything. But it came in its own time because it needed to be aligned, which they call alignment, we call it timing. Same thing. And I had to actually get out of my own way. I never understood really what that meant before. And you know what? I think what it really, really means is trust. Just trust. You know, our star-seeded lineage on our planets who are sending the downloads and the photons to us now and are upgrading us. They said to me that they've just sent me a whole, they called it a bundle. They said, which is like a whole parcel of light for the incoming energy that is coming our way. They said on the 21st of December, there's energy coming towards all of us. But not everybody is going to be able to handle that energy. And that energy is not the main event. They said it is the entree to the main event. And then synchronicity again, alignment. I was led to something they said in Australia. They've got Uluru, U-L-U-R-U, I think that's what it's called. And they're actually having a ceremony there on the 21st of December at 9:04 a.m. Australian time. And this man was approached by 4 elders, ancients, tribal people with incredible knowledge and prophecy. And they said on the 21st, there is a box, which I think he said is a rock, that contains a few Pleiadian crystals that are not found on Earth. And these are going to be activated, which is going to create incredible light hitting Australia and hitting New Zealand and filtering out to the world. So it is time to be ready for the light. So they've given me such big lessons in the last 2 months and in the last 2 weeks. Don't get involved in other people's nonsense. It lowers your frequency. It lowers your vibration. Don't take on projects that yourself inside feels not right. Don't take it on. Don't worry to offend other people, because when you do that, you end up offending yourself, and that pulls your power down. So guys, yes, we have off days. Yes, we have fabulous days. I've got a fabulous day today, as you can see. Just loving it. So I am on, what did I write? Full wattage confidence. FW. Maybe we should have t-shirts. FW. And people say, what's that? And you go, full wattage. What do you choose? Today, I choose full wattage. So that's all from me today. Lots and lots of love, and hope to see you with something soon. Cheers.